Louisiana with it. Monsta Wiggy, Opelousas, Louisiana. And we tapping in with private billions, you know. Turn us up.
I want 6 figures on some rich shit. I could take your bitch quick. Nigga said that I'm gon' die, turn that bitch to a statistic. Play that eye behind his shades, a nigga got a higher bitch. Slicker than a can of Arbiter, never catch me slipping on my money.
Where does the name Monsta Wick come from?
Name, I got the name Monster from my daddy. Like when I was born, he said like when I was born, he looked at me. I had a big head and a little body, so like he said I look like Animal from the Muppets, but he was like I can't call him Animal, so I'm gonna call him Monster, you know. And then after that, my name's just been Monster ever since. Like all my people call me Monster. Like even my mom called me Monster, you know. It's just been a nickname.
What does your daddy do?
My daddy, he like the registered nurse. He work at a hospital. You know, he work at Long Leaf.
Born in Opelousas, but raised in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little about that?
So like when I was born in Opelousas in General Hospital. But like after I was born, we went back to New Orleans because that's where they was living at the moment. And I stayed out there for a little minute, and then we moved to Alexandria, and that's why I started coming to school out here. But like every weekend, we'll always go back to New Orleans, and I'll be like either in the East, on the West Bank, or I'll be in Holly Grove where my grandpa used to stay.
So how was your life before music?
And like before music, I was just, you know, I was wild. Like I was on some like they, you would think nigga was like on some serial killer type shit. Cause you know I used to scare my brothers and my sisters like that. Like I used to be in the dark and wait for them people. I just spoke and be like, but like it was really like normal. Like I used to get in a whole lot of fights and all that. Like, cause I ain't like to let people mess with me. You know, I just be cool.
But by what age did you start rapping?
Like, I always been rapping. Like, I was rapping since I was like little, but like when I really started like rapping for real, I say like I was about 10 or 9. And I started making my own music at like 12. Yeah, that's when I started.
And like where did your rap inspiration come from?
It came from like I used to listen to like Young Thug and all them, like Future. Like I like how they make that hype type music, like especially with Future. Then like a real inspiration, like right now, like Nino Calvin. I like how he make his music. You know?
Nino Calvin. What's your favorite Nino Calvin song?
Boy, it's either Talking Breezy or dang, oh we both damaged. I fuck with them two the hardest. They must go crazy. You know.
Like what's some of your dream collabs like from artists? I know you said Future,
Yeah.
Nino Calvin. Like other than them, like those was the people that got you going. Like,
Yeah.
like you didn't grow up listening to Lil Wayne, knowing that you came up in New Orleans.
Yeah, I used to listen to Lil Wayne and all them. Like, but like they wasn't no like big inspiration for real. Like, you know, everybody grew up listening to Wayne. Like, you know, that's like mandatory out here. Like, if you don't know Lil Wayne, you can't say you from out here for real. Like, real talk. But like, I think Dream collab. I really want to make a song with Gunna. Like, real talk. I feel like that might be hard.
Which one?
Yeah, real talk, freedom. You know.
Like, tell me, like, is there any like artists in Opelousas that you see that got the potential that you feel like other than yourself? Like,
Yeah.
like, do you see Opelousas being on the rise with artists?
Oh yeah, for sure. They got a lot of motherfuckers from OP going crazy. They got Crazy Key. They got Youngin. They got Vaunt. That boy, he got signed and all that. Like he going crazy. And they got another dude named NSFL J. Like he going crazy right now too. Like.
Mm-hmm.
And he just started with this rapping. Like, I'm already knowing that boy gonna blow for real. I see it.
What can we what do you have coming up like far as like what can we expect from you, like any projects, any music videos,
And
like do you have any features, collabs you got, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I got a video on the way with my partner, Trap Boy. Like, we just shot them last night, and I'm gonna go crazy for real. And I got
Who you shot it, who you did?
uh
You said know what the artist was, the artist name?
Trap Boy.
Trap Boy.
Yeah. And we had shot with Demon Flicks out here. And he cold. Shout out to Demon Flicks. Shout out to Trap Never Closed. Real shit. But like, I got an album that I'm working on called Burt, a Monsta Wiki. Like, it's basically like with songs that I produce and I recorded, like all that. But it ain't gonna have no features on that.
Did you produce it?
Yeah, I produced it, man. Yep.
So what made you like as far as producing, you mean like you made your own beats? You did like also so you make beats and also tell us a little about like, you know, what made you start making beats?
Like, I started making beats after I watched the NWA movie. I seen how Dr. Dre made his beats and all that, made all his songs. I'm like, I'm trying to be just like that, you know. And then I had got me a little Mac, and then I got me a beat pad, and I just started making beats. But after my first little beat, I went crazy. After that, I just started making beats back to back. Like, I made the beat for Coraline. There's a song called "Shot Me Down." I made that beat. What else? Like, it's buku songs on there. Like, if you hear like Monsta really wicked jazz on the song that I got, just know I made the beat for that.
Like if it wasn't for music, like what would you be doing?
It wasn't for music. Like, I had hoop dreams at one point. Like, I used to play football. Like, if I wasn't making music, I'd probably still be playing football and that. Like, I wasn't. Like, I ain't see being in the streets as an option for me, you know, like, cause I stay out shit. Like, I ain't want to really get into that. Like, if I really stayed in New Orleans like I do, like, nah, I probably would have been caught up in the streets. Probably would have been dead or in jail. So I'm thankful for this music.
And you said you played football.
Mm-hmm.
You think if you'd have stuck with football, you'd have made it to the league?
I don't know about all that, but I could hold my own. Like, I would have been up there. But like, if I really took football seriously, like I do with this music, yeah, I probably would have made it to league for real. I probably still could, but you know, it's not really my main focus. Like, I'm just really focused on the music, you know, trying to get to the money, you know.
Where do you get your inspiration from? Not far as artists, just far as I'm out to go to the studio, make this fire hit. Like, what get you riled up in that moment?
So like, I really get it from like watching movies and all that. Like, when I watch movies and then I hear something in a movie that like, I could be like, shit, I could use that mug in a song. I'm like, bro, that mug sound cool. So I'll be like, yeah. Then I go straight in the room, make a beat and make a song, you know. And then it'll come easy to me. Like, all it takes is like a couple of lines, and like the first 2 lines, I can make a whole song. Like, I hear a beat like with 6 figures. It took them first 2 lines to make that whole song. It was like $1 million nigga all off wanted with 6 figures, and I just went off that. You know, that's how I do it. Like, all my hard songs. If it came to me like that, shit, best believe that mother gonna be hard.
And the song 6 figures, that's the video you just dropped.
Yeah.
Shot by who?
Shot by Roncee, you know, the GOAT, boy. You know.
How did you and Roncee like link and shit like that?
And I've been watching his music videos and all that, cause like I seen he had shot like Young Tito, like, cause I used to listen to his music. Like, that boy, like, free that boy, like, he go crazy. Like, I was like, man, I've been trying to get in contact with him. Like, and I already had a little cameraman, but I was like, man, I like, fuck all that, son. We just go hit that man up, and I see he was doing a little deal, you know, like, you could book a video and shoot another one free. So I hit him up on that, and we had shot that Born to Win video like a week after that, and you know, it just went on from there.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Well, I'm gonna be up there. Like, people gonna notice me. Like real shit. I ain't trying to be like, I ain't gonna see like, I'm gonna be the best rapper in the world, all that shit. Like, I ain't that cocky, but like, I believe in myself though. I feel like 5 years, I'm gonna be up there, you know.
You have any tattoos?
Oh yeah.
Like, what's your tattoo meanings? Like, are you just, like?
So like this one, like this first one where it say only the strong survive, and they got this right here, the little mask like laugh now, cry later. This is really a tribute to my partner, like Tasia. Like she had the same tattoo, but she had recently had passed away. We were supposed to get this tattoo. It was gonna be a matching one, but I had finally got them. Rest in peace. And this one, like I had to get something that symbol New Orleans and shit like that, cause I'll tell people. That's how I know when they be like, man, Monsta, that's that boy from New Orleans, huh? They always say that. Like when I'm at school, that's that New Orleans boy. So like shit, I might as well give me a tattoo like that. Got bourbon on there, the little bees, the little Mardi Gras type shit. You know.
You currently still in school?
Yeah, I'm still in school, but recently just got expelled.
Oh, you just got expelled?
Yeah, some bullshit.
So how does school affect, like, by you being in school and you an upcoming rapper, like how did that affect each other?
Like school ain't really affecting it, cause like I got school in a fucking chokehold for real. Like school is so easy, boy. Like when it come to that work, like I always made like good grades and all that. I ain't no dumb nigga. But like it just be like the teachers and the principals they'll come fuck with a nigga for no reason and all that. Like I just got expelled behind some shades, bro. Like the shades I've been wearing to school. Like these bitches right here, they just don't want to see a nigga look fresh, look fly and all that. They be tripping about dress code for no reason. But shit, I'm still rocking my shades there. I don't care about none of that.
Yeah. Like what grade you in? You got expelled. Like you a senior, sophomore.
Now I'm a sophomore. Shit, on the real, I've been expelled back to back since like middle school. Like since 8th grade, I got expelled for fighting. 9th grade expelled for fighting. 10th grade expelled from shades bullshit. Cause I had to go to a whole different school that's like out the city. Cause I couldn't be at my other school because it was too much missing shit. And I couldn't be involved with that shit. Like my people ain't want to see me like crashing out and all that.
Like, do you have any ultimate like career goals other than rap? Like, say, like when you get say if you get a rap check, like do you have plans on putting that towards real estate? Like, do you have other goals that you plan on reaching?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a real opportunist for real. Like if I see like if I feel like it gonna make money and this and that, I'm gonna fuck with it. It's like I fuck with anything that put money in my pocket for real. Like you can't be lazy with this shit. Like, but like as far as the goals and shit, I feel like I fuck with that real estate shit. It's a lot of money in there. Like like flipping houses and shit like that. I can see myself doing it for real.
Do rap shit like do rap? Like do you have like down moments? Like and then you be like, damn, I need to go. I need to go in the studio. I'm down. I need to
Yeah.
Like what caused some of your down moments?
Like it really be like I get in my thoughts and shit. Like it be that shit, but that really would motivate a nigga to go harder with these songs and shit. Like it was a point in time where the whole city they wanted a nigga dead behind this rap shit. Cause like I was really cool with that shit. And they ain't want me to be like this way, like this big, or like how cold I am now. They wanted their partners to be like that, but they partners not fucking with me for real. Shit, they partners was really asking a nigga for advice on some shit, and it was the same niggas that was like fuck Monsta, like fuck that nigga music and this and that, like he trash and shit like that shit. That shit don't feed me no more, cause like I know I'm hard now, like real shit. But like with them down moments and shit. I don't be down for too long. Like just like I could settle that shit like couple minutes and I'll be like, man, just get on the mic.
Alright, let's get back to the music. Like how would you describe your type of music?
versatile with this shit. I could really hop on anything, but like my personal type shit, like you know who Yeet is, right?
Yeah.
Like I fuck with like that type of shit, like Playboy Cardi type shit, like that rockstar shit. That's like really my type of shit. Like it come natural to me. But like, wait, I can really hop on anything like the Rob for Nine type shit, like that hype shit. That really be turning me up. Like I be up in that room flashing in on mic, boy, cause that shit be having me hype, be going dumb. But yeah, that's like really my type of music, like that heat shit. I fuck with that.
Like, so I hear you mention Yeet. Like, how long have you been like a fan of Yeet? Like,
Shit, I say by like 2019. Like I knew who Yee was and shit. Like this was like before like the nigga would blow up on like TikTok and shit like that. Like my stepbrother introduced me to Yee. I'm like, what is it? He ain't never tell me the name of the nigga though. Like I'm like, this shit awesome. Like every time he'll play the song and shit like that, I be like, yeah, I just listen to it. But like when I seen him blow on TikTok, I'm like, oh, so that's that nigga? I'm like, son, I've been knowing who that is, but I just ain't know that man name. So I'm like, so that's that man shit. So I'm like, yeah, fuck with that.
so who you taking? Yeet or Young Thug?
Alright, now you can't compare them two niggas, bro. Like they on some whole different shit. Like Young Thug, that boy hard as fuck, so you can't compare Yee to Young Thug. Like Yee hard, like they both hard, so like I really can't pick on one side, like real shit like that.
Alright, you or Young Thug?
Me and Young Thug, shit no, say Young Thug get fried. I'll make a song with Young Thug, but like me and him on that song, boy, it go crazy. Like real shit. Ain't nobody fucking with Young Thug for real. That boy go cold.
Like by you being young and still in school, like do your parents like support your rap career like to 100%? Like
Most definitely. Like especially my daddy. Like he really mostly funded a whole lot of shit like with this music shit. Like my first music video all the way up to now. And he really helped a nigga like get money so I could like pay for all this shit. And my mom, she'll like take me to all the places I need to go. Like she had took me to a little show in Slidell, like it was a little open mic. Shit, I could have won that shit, boy. I got second place in that bit, but like somebody came in that mug was like singing a song about their daughter and shit like that. Like it was some real heartfelt shit. So I'm like, damn, son. I should have hopped on that pool table and went crazy, boy. Real shit. I like, boy, but like I still did my shit though. They was telling me, boy, look, everybody up in there, they wanted to get a nigga info, wanted to get in contact with a nigga and shit. And I was like 13 at the time. Like I was the youngest nigga in there. Everybody was like past 20 and shit like that. And I was the only young nigga up in there.
do you ever feel like by you being like shit, like you know how you was the youngest person in there, do you ever feel like you have a point to prove? Like by you being the youngest person in the room with all these older people?
Like I ain't never felt like that. I just felt like I just gotta rock out for it. Like it wasn't no point to prove none of that shit. Cause like I know I'm hard. Like I just gotta show to them that I'm really for real. Like it really wasn't no competition for real. Like I hear these people music, I'm like, oh yeah, son. I'm eating them up. Every time, son. I just killed them right there. Like as soon as they play this shit, I'm like, oh yeah, boy. Watch when I hop on that bitch. I had motherfuckers shocked at one point, boy. They real shit. They was like, he this young, he going this crazy? Like, boy, that's the one right there. I probably could have got signed for real, but like, they would always bring up a nigga age and shit. Like, I was 13 having meetings with labels and shit. They'd be like, shit, by the time you by 17, 18, you gonna be a millionaire. And I told them people, shit, I'm trying to get this shit right now. They said, look, we gonna be paying attention and shit. They noticed that shit now.
Like, what are the pros and cons you think of being a young rapper? Like, not even a young rapper, but just rap period. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like pros, like shit, with this rap shit, you gonna get a whole lot of females with this shit. Like a whole lot of love from females. Like with cons, niggas gonna hate you and shit. Niggas gonna envy you for real. Like a lot of niggas envy me, son. It's niggas that I don't even know they telling these fees that we got beef and shit, so like they can stay from around me and shit like that. But in the end, they still gonna wanna fuck with me. So like I don't even see what's the point of doing all that. But like another pro, like I feel like it's gonna better you and shit like that. Like it's gonna make you strive and shit, make you wanna work hard and shit. You gonna better yourself. You gonna realize that all the bullshit is really pointless and shit. You know, like all that beefing and shit. That shit ain't for me. Like, but like if it's really a problem, shit, we can really handle that shit. Like I ain't really gonna talk about it at all. You know, just get active.
Like that was some of the pros, but like what the cons, like you know what I mean, like how do whatever become a do rap ever become a distraction?
Like it ain't really no cons for me. Like, but really like the only cons like just people like hating on you and shit like that. Like they hate on you because you rap and shit, and like you really good at what you do. So it's gonna be a lot of hatred from people that you don't even know and shit like that. Like that's really like the only con. Like it don't really like rap not a distraction for me. It's really like it's really like therapy for me for real. Cause like it's a whole lot of shit that I be having to get out, and then I just put it on the mic, you know.
Down with my money, and I like it fast. Bitches shaking ass, I'm blowing gas. I don't gotta spaz, no I like the crash. Finna blast, gotta make this cash. Moving like the flash, did the dash. Bitch I'm on your ass, bitch I'm on your ass. Yeah.